California. Yeah, and Sriprakash from Toronto, I think.
No, New Jersey.
New Jersey. So both America. There
Yep.
you go. Both sides of the country.
Yep.
I love it. Great to see you guys here. This is now live. We are recording. So thank you, and congratulations for spending the next 55 minutes with us. This is going to be the best 55 minutes you're going to spend this year so far. Okay, and it's only going to get better from here. So my name's Edward van der Klein. I'm the sales director here at Blam. I run the Blam partnership program, the onboarding, the mentoring, the business growth with all our partners. And during the next 55 minutes, I will actually disappear on the side where I'll be moderating the chat window. So we all go on mute while Grant presents over the next sort of 50 minutes or so. And then what we'll do is we'll open up the mics for Q&A. And in the meantime, if you're just going to use the chat to sort of write down your questions. And there's a bit of interaction. We like to have a bit of fun as well. And but just wanted to make clear, guys, that the next 55 minutes is for information purposes only. We will talk a little bit more about the program, but we also send some helpful messages to you in relation to starting a business in general. Yeah, because if at the end of this meeting you decide it's not for you, that's absolutely fine. If it is, however, I will be dropping a link towards the end to book onto a one-to-one where we go into a lot more detail. But that's enough for me for now. I'm going to hand you over to Grant Staney, as he's called, from Birmingham in the West Midlands here in the UK.
Sorry to interrupt. I just have a hard stop. Just to let you know, I have a hard stop at 4:45, so I have to leave. So that's the only thing. Right.
That's okay. There'll be a recording available to send over to you. But thank you very much for spending the time with us. Really appreciate it. And like I said, if you can sort of postpone what you're doing, this is going to be the best 55 minutes you've had so far this year. I guarantee it. So, Grant Stain, well, sorry to set you up like this, but
it's got to be good now, isn't it? It's got to be good now. Come on, then. Brilliant. All right, guys. Well, appreciate your time and attention, and welcome to everybody watching on the rerun. Just so you know, guys, you may hear some bings and bongs as we're going through this presentation because people tend to join us as we're going through. As Ed said, my name's Grant Stain, and I'm here to talk to you about the Blam Partnership Program. But also, everybody that comes on these webinars, not everybody's going to become a Blam partner. So I'm trying to put as much value into this presentation as I can to give you the benefit of my experience, so that as you go on your journey of becoming an entrepreneur, of running your own digital marketing agency, if that's what you decide to do, I'm hoping this webinar is going to give you some tips, some ideas, and some of the experience that I've had in order to help you on that journey. So without further ado, let me share my screen for you, and then we can crack on with the presentation. All right, quick test of that. Ed, are we seeing the screen okay?
I'll answer.
Yes.
Yeah. No worries.
Sorry, I was on mute then.
I am now blind. Okay, guys. So welcome to the Blam Partnership Program presentation. As I said, my goal is to help you understand some of the things that I've learned along the way in relation to running a digital marketing agency. But I think, we do have to start by acknowledging that everything has changed in the last 12 months. And what we're now looking at, what we thought was going to be something there was a flash in the pan, something that was only going to last, a few weeks, is now par for the course. This is now what we're looking for. And I'm guessing that it's as a result of everything that's going on that you've been wondering, how can you secure your future? I mean, typically I'm saying that because, am I right in saying, guys, that's kind of why you're looking around. You're thinking, what can I do with my life? What can I do with my business that's going to be secure? Because there's been so much uncertainty, hasn't there, over the last 12 months? It's been really difficult sort of, I guess, for you guys thinking, what can I do that's going to give me some security? But I just want to reassure you guys, and I just want to say, don't worry. You've identified by coming on this webinar that running a digital marketing agency, embracing digital, is a good route to go, certainly a good route to investigate. And I'm here to sort of say, It really is. And in fact, over the lockdown, over the pandemic, digital has been the only way that small businesses and large businesses could actually trade their businesses. They could actually make sales, because we've all been locked down in our houses, meaning that as consumers, we've been forced to embrace technology in order to live, in order to make purchases, in order to consume things. And the businesses on the other side of that coin, the small businesses, the large businesses, have had to embrace technology like never before. Some crazy stats have been knocking around, guys, about the way the lockdown has affected the way that we actually do business. And some statistics say that we've actually accelerated 10 years into the future in terms of the uptake of digital technology. And, you know, it's understandable, isn't it? We now are all so used to using an app to order our phone or our takeaway, you know, or purchase online. You know, Amazon's gone through the roof because of the way that, you know, we're all now buying online. And the future is here. And so as a result of that, there's huge demand. And over the last 12 months, we've seen a massive upsurge in business, because now every business, whether it's the smallest one-man band business all the way up to bigger businesses, know that if they have not got a digital strategy, they have not got a business. And so we've embraced this hugely, and we've been fortunate enough to help hundreds of businesses over the last 12 months become more efficient and make more money online. And so as a result of that, Blam partners have benefited and profited. And the last 12 months financially have been the best 12 months that we've seen. And our growth has been quicker than it's ever been. And our Blam partners have been more successful than they've ever been. And I say that with some sensitivity, guys, because I know, you know, lots of businesses have suffered, lots of people have suffered. But for us, you know, it financially, from a business perspective, it's been awesome. Like I say that with sensitivity. I know that not everybody's had that. But listen, guys, you've identified digital marketing as something that's worthy of your time and attention. I just want to tell you guys that not every digital marketing agency in the world has smashed it throughout the pandemic. In fact, I know personally several digital marketing agencies that have struggled massively. Some digital marketing agencies have gone out of business. So why is that? You would think, you know, growth market, you know, with what's going on in the pandemic, why is that? Well, it's to do with the way that we've approached the pandemic, and to do with what we did right at the beginning, you know, just over 12 months ago when this whole scenario hit us. And as a result of that, Blam partners have been leading the way, but it wasn't a given. It wasn't a given, because like I say, there's been plenty of businesses that are in the digital marketing space that have had to furlough their staff, you know, hunker down, they've reduced their spending, they've downsized, and they've struggled throughout it. So why is it that we haven't, and why is it that they did? Well, that's what I want to explain to you now, guys, and I'm hoping it will help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Like I said, it can explain a bit about Blam partners on the route, but also help you on your marketing journey. So it all goes back to me when I first set up in business, actually, and that was 20 years ago now. And I know I haven't changed a bit. Ed loves to tell me that, don't you, Ed? You know, that's just exactly what I look like now.
You know, unrecognizable. You know, much wiser and older.
That's it, yeah. And yeah, with that, you know, the wise head on the old shoulders. But that was me round about 2007, and I was running a digital marketing agency then that I've been running for the last 6 years. And that was me thinking, you know, I thought I knew what was going on. I thought I'd had the entrepreneurial thing sussed, you know, so I had all of the, you know, the flashy things that go with running a successful business. That was my nice barn conversion office, and, you know, I had my fancy cars with nice holidays, and, you know, life was good. And the way that I actually did my business was providing services to these businesses, and some of them you may recognize, some of them you won't. But here in the UK, Halfords is the biggest automotive retailer in the UK, and they're one of my main customers. You probably recognize Gap and Vodafone and a couple of the others. These are big businesses, and the way my business model worked was that I would get given a brief from one of these companies, and I would quote the brief, win the job based on my quote, go in and liaise with the marketers that were delivering the work, and then I would take it back to my team. We'd produce the work, which might be you know, a website or an email marketing campaign, or it might be traditional design for print and all sorts of different things, an app or whatever. In fact, it wouldn't have been an app back then. It was before apps when I was doing this. And these guys would then get the work, we'd finish it off, and then usually we'd invoice it within 30 to 60 days, we'd get paid. And then we're on to the next job. And that's the way that the business model works. And by the way, guys, that's still the way most digital marketing agencies operate their business. Well, I'll tell you guys, it was a big mistake. And let me tell you why I'd put all my eggs in one basket. I had one business model and I didn't have an answer when this happened. Some of you may recall it if you're as old as me. Back in 2008, that's when the big recession started hitting. The one that, you know, was a big one. It was a big recession. And you know, some of you may remember the housing market collapsed, all the banks started going bust. You know, it was crazy times. And let me tell you what happened to me. What happened was the businesses that I was working with, they listened to the media, they saw what was going on in the marketplace, they saw that their customers had started reducing their spending. Everybody was worried. It's a recession. This thing about talking yourself into a recession is what happened. And so they cut their budgets. They looked at where they were spending their money and they decided, you know what, we're spending a lot of money with Grant. We better cut those budgets in marketing, and we better hunker down, and we better weather the storm. You know, all these phrases. And as a result, it meant that, you know, if I wake up at the first of the month with the month ahead of me, if I don't make sales, then where's my money coming from? I have to make sales. And of course, if people are reining in their budgets and they're not spending any money, and these are my main customers and I've only got a handful of them, all of a sudden the money dries up. Still got my overheads, I've still got a big staff wages bill, I've still got, you know, to pay for my fancy car and my nice office, my holidays abroad and my salary and all that kind of stuff. But if the money's not coming in because people aren't spending, all of a sudden everything starts to collapse. This was horrendous, guys. It meant that I went from riding high 1 minute to within a few short months having no money coming in and having to make redundancies for people that, you know, I'd worked with for years, people I considered my best friends. You know, I had to get rid of my car. I didn't get paid. We had to cancel the holidays. It was tough. And I thought I was going to lose my business. It was absolutely horrendous. I just barely hung on by the skin of my teeth, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And the truth is, guys, the reason that happened to me was because my business model was flawed. It didn't allow for a recession. So let me tell you what I found out about that, guys, because there's actually been 34 recessions since 1854, 34 recessions. So in other words, a recession coming along every sort of 8 to 15 years is old news. Okay, you know it's going to happen. And if your business model falls apart every time there's a recession, how can you call yourself an entrepreneur? That's what I said to myself. I said, look, this is my fault. I took responsibility for it, and I said, right, I've got to reorganize. You know, I plan to be in business a long time, and I'm not going to let this happen again. And let me tell you what I found out as I was doing my research. I realized that successful businesses expanded in a recession, not contracted. We're in a recession right now. Okay, we've been going through a recession since the pandemic struck. And just because it's something really unusual like a pandemic doesn't mean to say it wasn't predicted, because a recession was predicted. And it doesn't mean to say that it's not followed a similar, you know, it's just been compressed, and it's obviously, you know, been slightly different circumstances, but the same principles apply. In other words, businesses still contracted, they hunkered down, they waited it out, they tried to get through it. And yet other businesses, the successful ones, they saw the recession and they expanded, they made hay. And I said to myself in that last recession, next time a recession happens, I'm going to be one of those businesses that expand. And that's why Blam has been successful throughout the last 12 to 18 months, is because the foundations that we put in way back in the last recession came to fruition at the beginning of this one. And it was like action stations for us. But how did we do it? Well, I'll tell you a little story, guys, because it stands out in my memory. A really powerful story. During that last recession, when my business was really struggling and I was wondering, you know, how am I going to pay my mortgage, you know, on a monthly basis? A guy who was a regular customer. It wasn't a big customer, but, you know, he was a good customer. He came to me, he said, Grant, I want to double my marketing spend with you. And I said, Martin, that's brilliant news. That's absolutely awesome. But why? Everybody else is cutting their budgets. Everybody else is, letting fear rule them. And he said, well, Grant, I'm long in the tooth now. I've been running businesses for many years, and I've seen many recessions. And he said, what happens every recession is what we're seeing now. People contract, they stop spending money on marketing. I'm going to double my spend on marketing because I know that my competition are reducing their marketing spend. I'm going to double my marketing spend. I'm going to mop up all their customers whilst they are hunkering down. And as we come out of this recession, and we will, I'm going to make loads more money because I'm going to have all their customers. And do you know what, guys? That's exactly what he did. And within a few short years at the end of that recession, he retired a very wealthy man. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he mopped up all of his customers. So I said to myself, I've got to be like Martin. Okay, I've got to get my business structured and a strategy in place that is a long-term goal that is recession-proof. And that's what I did, guys. And actually what I did was I built a business selling mobile apps. So instead of serving these big businesses, one big job at a time, I actually went out and I reached out to small businesses, and I set up a business in 2010 that was one of the first mobile app development companies in the UK. And I sold hundreds of mobile apps to small business owners. And I changed the way that I sold them, in that I asked them for a small amount of money every month. And that small amount of money gave them an excellent product that was really good value. And I did it en masse. So sold hundreds of apps, had hundreds of customers, all small businesses. I franchised that business in 2012, which became the fastest selling franchise in the UK 2012. And then I expanded over to Ireland, Germany, and really kind of cut my teeth with that business in terms of my entrepreneurial journey. And that led me to have all sorts of businesses off the foundation of that business. But I really paid attention to the business model because I knew that certain business models didn't fare well in a recession. And the one that I'd created with this app development company was the way to move forward. And so I had
Here he is again. That guy again.
That guy, the guy with the green hair, or the the one with the shades.
Hey, you swapped your Porsche for a green Monster.
I did, yeah.
Cool.
Good
to see you, Rick. Also, we saw briefly George arrive, but then he went again. Good to see you, Rick. Really good to see you.
Awesome. So I kind of finished off my entrepreneurial journey where I was sort of, I was kind of sowing my wild oats.
There the cars again.
There you go. With the business, this was the business that I sold last, which was about 4.5 years ago now, which was a supercar experience business. And again, the business model there, you saw those people queued up in the background. We used to have 250 to 300 customers a day come and drive our cars around racetracks around the UK, Ireland and South Africa. And again, it meant that, if a few people didn't turn up, it didn't matter because it was all based on the volume, on the fact that we didn't have all our eggs in one basket. Like I say, I built that business up and it became the second largest supercar experience business in the UK. I was lucky enough to sell that because I wanted to focus on Blam and what we do now at Blam. But let me tell you what I found out as I was messing about with all these different businesses before I kind of got down to the serious stuff of running Blam. I found out that small businesses really struggle when it comes to understanding digital marketing because we were selling them a mobile app, and this mobile app was a really cool tool, but we struggled to help them utilize it properly because they didn't really understand the principles of marketing and how they could promote the app, using their website and other marketing tools. So I said to my team, guys, we've got all these small business owners, they really need our help. We need to be able to give them a really cool website because a website is kind of like the hub of a marketing campaign. If you've got a website of a small business owner, they trust you enough to help you with other things. So I said, but we need to give them a website that's got all the tech in it that we give to the big businesses, because we were selling websites for, £10,000, so like sort of $15,000 plus. And a small business owner, they're going to struggle to spend that sort of money. So I said, what we've got to do, we've got to try and give them something that good, but we've got to do it for a much smaller price. We've got to do it to make it affordable. And of course, the team said, well, that's, it takes a long time to build these websites, Grant. How are we going to do that? I said, we've got to figure it out. So it took a while. I've got to admit, it took a while, but I remember it clearly. November 2013, I sat down with Carl, my lead developer, and he said, Grant, check out this website. And he showed me a website that he put together, and he said, we can put these websites together for an affordable price for small business owners. We can actually give them the tech that they need at an affordable price. And that really was the first time that I kind of had that epiphany. This was the tool. This was the thing that could really roll it out. We had all these small business owners that were our clients already, and we could give them the tech that they really need to give them the foundation in their marketing. And that for me really was the beginning of what we now call the AI website revolution, because the tech tools that I'm referring to are artificial intelligence. So a couple of things I just want to point out to you at this point, guys. That was obviously the beginning of Blam websites, and Blam websites, we sell artificially intelligent websites, and those websites are, as far as I'm concerned, the coolest websites on the planet. And I know a thing or two about websites. We could get really nerdy about our websites, but the truth is they're perfect for small business owners, because the artificial intelligence takes care of some of the stuff that they don't really understand or want to know about, and we build it into our websites to get them more leads, better results from their websites. And we call it the AI website revolution because there's two reasons for it. The first reason is it stands us out from the crowd. It gives us a unique selling point. We call it blue ocean theory. That's a bit of a marketing term, and it refers to the idea that when you're the AI website guy, then you are in a category of one. There's nobody else calling themselves the AI website guy. And therefore the metaphor is that you're a shark swimming in a blue ocean full of fish. They're all yours. Whereas the website developers, the marketing people, the marketing agencies, there's loads of those, and they're all in the red ocean because they're all sharks swimming around fighting over the same fish. They haven't got a USP. They're just another marketing agency or another website development agency. But we're the AI website guys, and all Blam partners call themselves the AI website people. And that straight away gets a conversation going, and it's a sales tool. Not only that, the cool thing is these AI websites are actually awesome as well, and they are better than what the website developers or the marketing people are using. And what I'm going to do next is just explain briefly how these AI websites work. Because if at the very least, you know, you don't become a Blam partner, but you set up your own business, you need one of these websites, guys. They are awesome. Okay, so let me briefly explain how they work. First and foremost, they track the number of visits, and it's a really powerful yet simple idea, because when somebody lands on the website, it recognizes how many times they've visited before. And if it's their first visit, there'll be a pop-up or a message that can say, hey, you're a first-time visitor, right? Why not check out our latest offer, see the video from our CEO, or whatever the call to action might be that is appropriate to a first-time visitor. And as a first-time visitor, as human beings, if we get a message that acknowledges that it's our first time, then we are more likely to hang around and pay attention, because it's like a psychological thing. It makes us feel wanted. We know that this gets more attention than a standard website, and that's one of the reasons why we do it. Now, we can also recognize a second-time visitor or a third-time visitor, so it might be a welcome back message, for example. Why not check out this deal or that deal? Now, this gets more conversions, because the point of having a website is that we want people to hang around longer on the website. And getting more conversions, getting people to take action is key. And these websites are capable of doing that more. And that's why, you know, if you go onto your Amazons or your eBays or any of the, you know, the big retailers, you'll see this kind of technology, but it's not available to small businesses. What we've been able to do is put it into a small business website to so they benefit from it, but they don't need to understand it. They don't need to know about the tech. Our Blam partners don't need to know about the tech and the development, because we take care of all of that. And I'll explain that in a bit more later. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we've got what we call themes around a calendar. And these are themes that are animations that, again, are designed to get our attention. And we can use them around seasons or celebrations or whatever we feel is appropriate in order to promote whatever it is that the customer is selling. So, for example, the snow that you're seeing now, you can program that, or we can program that so that it only shows during Christmas or winter time or whenever we think is appropriate. We can do things like fireworks for celebrations, such as, New Year's or Diwali or Thanksgiving or whatever it might be. We can do hearts at Valentine's. We can do leaves in fall. We can do pumpkins at Halloween and all sorts of different things. And the reason we do it is because it gets more engagement. It's proven that when people visit websites that have got these animations on, then it gets more engagement. Not only that, you will notice on that website that we've also got an offer which says half price website and app. It's our Black Friday offer. That would only show during Black Friday with the countdown timer, and then of course it will disappear after that. We can do that for all sorts of different things. So we could do it for an out of hours office message. We're not in right now, but fill out the form and we'll call you back in the morning. It could be for seasonal offers like Black Friday, or it could be spring offer, summer offer. And all of this gets designed by our designers and developers based on the brief that is given to us from the Blam partner, and the customer benefits from the results. That's a really popular one that you're seeing right now, the Halloween one. We've got all sorts of different Halloween ones, but it's really popular in the Halloween run up to Halloween week, because they're really cool, and it just kind of gives you that flavor of what's going on. And it gives you a good feeling. If you land on a website that's got these cool animations on, this is the kind of thing that usually costs a lot of money. You look at some of our competitors, they charge a lot of money for this sort of stuff. This is built into every single website that we do. That was one we've just had recently, which was St. Patrick's Day. So really cool stuff, guys, built into every website. But we've also got geolocation. Now that means that we know where a visitor is from a location perspective. And that means if you go to the website and you are in a particular area, like when we went to South Africa and we stayed in Sandton, which is an area of Johannesburg, we had a trigger on our website. So anybody in that area that went onto the website, they would see that message asking them to come and join us in our seminar. If they were outside of the area, another part of South Africa or another part of the world, then it would just be our normal website. So the website morphed and changed depending on the location of the visitor, which is pretty cool, isn't it? And that means that we can come up with ideas like, how about just appealing to people in a local area because you want them to use the takeaway service, or come and have a coffee, and discuss your quote or your requirements, or appear to a local audience because they're a local business and they want to say, hey, you're local, why not pop in and do our lunchtime deal, or whatever it might be. You can utilize this technology for customers in order to get more engagement and get your customer more deals. And then the last one is device detection. Really simply, if you're on a mobile, let's get somebody to make a phone call. So obviously it won't show up call now if it was on a desktop or a tablet, but if they're on a mobile, let's get them to make a call, and that will show up and we can use that. And all of this is tracked in the data analytics. So we know how many times people have called from the website, which gives us more information, which helps us help our customers get more conversions and be more effective with the technology that we provide. So we love these websites, and again, it's the foundation of what any small business owner needs. And in my view, every small business owner needs one of these websites, no matter where they are in the world. And that's why obviously we've got a Blam partnership program to help make that happen. But in order to help the Blam partners leverage the tools that we give them, we've got to give them more than just the best products. We've got to give them more than that. And we also need to give them motivation to sell these products. And the biggest motivation that I like are these three fantastic letters, MRR. So I'd love to know, guys, watching the webinar, and feel free to pop this in the chat underneath the webinar if you're watching on the rerun. What do we think MRR stands for? What do we think MRR stands for? What do you think, Ed?
Still top of the list for me. Mothers really rock.
Mothers really rock. Yeah, I'm still loving
research. Marketing research.
Marketing research. If we're an R missing, we need another one.
Hey, Rick's got it.
Marketing research rocks.
Yeah,
it's a nice try. It's a nice
Rick's got
target.
it.
Has he got it?
Rick's got it. Yeah. Monthly
Legend.
recurring revenue. Definitely.
Monthly recurring
Or
revenue.
maximum rock and roll.
Maximum rock and roll is a good one. Mothers really rock. They do. But we love monthly recurring revenue, guys. And this is the thing as a Blam partner that is a motivating factor. Because what monthly recurring revenue really means that you wake up at the beginning of the month and you don't worry about making sales. Because in most businesses, and you remember what I talked about earlier at the beginning of the presentation, one of the mistakes I made years ago was that, I had a traditional agency where every month I had to make sales. And so many people are in that position where, they're running a business and they know if they don't make sales, they haven't got a business. With a Blam partner, and I do all my partner calls on a Tuesday, so I've had loads of partner calls today. And I know, some of them have been quite new partners, but there's a few of them today have been partners that have been with us a while. And when they wake up at the beginning of the month, the pressure to make sales isn't there like it used to be when they've got a monthly recurring revenue. The great news is, and I'll tell you what happens, guys, once you hit that point where all your overheads are covered and you know that you're going to make your mortgage, you're going to pay your bills, you're good, because the recurring revenue that comes in from your customers every month, that's when you really start to accelerate your business. Because when you take away that pressure, you'd be amazed at what you can achieve. You'll be amazed. And that's what we're looking for with all partners. We talk about getting to your number. And your number is the point at which your monthly recurring revenue, the revenue that comes in without you having to do anything, covers all your overheads. It's like your salary, but you don't have to do anything for it. And that is the key to this model that we're talking about. And it's powerful stuff, guys. It is powerful stuff. I wish I'd have known it way back in the last recession. It would have saved me a lot of pain, I'll tell you. But in order to gain this monthly recurring revenue, you've got to know how to leverage it and how to use it to sell. This may come as a surprise for you, but the one thing that we do at Blam websites when we train our partners to sell is we say there is no upfront design fee. Now, this again is counterintuitive. This is, disruptive. Most digital marketing agencies charge an upfront fee to design the website. We'd recommend that you don't. We also say no contract. Now, again, this is disruptive. This is something that other people aren't doing. All those web design agencies, all of those digital marketers that are swimming in that red ocean, they'll want to put their customers in a contract for, a year or 3 years or 5 years sometimes. But we say, no, guys, you can have a contract. It's a rolling contract. Anytime you want to cancel, no problem. Why do you think we would do that? Sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? No design fee, no contract. I'll tell you why, guys. We make more sales, and the sales are monthly recurring revenue sales. And what that means is if we remove the barriers to sale, we make it a no-brainer, we're going to sell more. So as long as we can get in front of those potential prospects that we know are our customers that are going to benefit from our products, we remove the barriers to sale, and then we charge a monthly recurring revenue. That monthly recurring revenue, the key is here, actually ends up earning you more money over a period of time than if you'd have charged a big upfront fee, because it's ongoing, it's recurring, and there's no contract, so it never stops, just keeps going. And we're so confident in our product and service, we don't feel the need to put people in an annual or 3-year contract, because my personal view is if somebody wants to cancel a contract with you, if somebody wants to stop receiving the service, then either we've done something wrong or they don't like the product. There's a problem somewhere, and why should we, hold them back? The truth is, guys, our websites are really, really sticky. They hang around for a long, long time. And when you've got that monthly recurring revenue, that is the key. And if you don't take anything else away from this presentation, please pay attention to that one, because it really is a game changer. It really is a game changer. However, that process that we go through, the way that we deliver the presentation, the way that we talk about the, handle the objections, and the way that we then close the deal is all part of what we would call our sales process. And I wonder, guys, that picture that I put there, is that the kind of person that you associate with having a sales process? Is it? In fact, I like to play a little game at this point. What kind of words come to mind when you think about a salesperson like that? Just drop it in the chat or shout out if you want to. What sort of salesperson does that remind you of? Any takers? What about you, Ed? Does it remind you of you in the past?
He just looks like a snooker player gone off the rails.
He does. It's funny because I've chosen that picture carefully because years ago, when I started my sort of journey of entrepreneurial learning, that was kind of the vision in my head of a salesperson. If you said to me, what's a salesperson like? That's the kind of vision I had. And as a result of that, I didn't like to think of myself as a salesperson. And somebody asked me what I did. I'm a managing director, or I'm a CEO. I'm not a salesperson. And I used to employ salespeople until I found out this truth. If you are in business, you are in sales. And it's something that took me a while. It took me a while to figure this one out, guys. I've got to tell you, because it wasn't until I started to learn the art of selling and understanding that everybody from the CEO to the cleaner is actually responsible for selling in a business, that I really started to get my head around, how we could really make some money. Because in business, if you are going to make any kind of success, you've got to learn how to make sales. And if you look at all the top gurus in the world, everybody from, Elon Musk to, I look back at people like Steve Jobs, Richard Branson. When it comes down to it, these guys are expert salespeople. They're expert salespeople, and I argued the toss on this when I first heard it. I was like, Steve Jobs, he's one of my business gurus, but he's not a salesperson. Well, actually, when he does one of his keynote speeches, when he launched his iPhone or the iPad or whatever it was, he sold billions by doing those. But I didn't notice I was being sold to. And that is the secret, guys. That is the secret to sales. Don't sound, look, smell, or taste like a salesperson. That is the secret to selling. And learning how to sell without those senses coming into play really kind of gets under your skin, that one, doesn't it? Don't sound, look, smell, or taste like a salesperson. How do you do that? This is the key, guys, to understanding how to become what I call a professional salesperson. And there's a formula to it, and we teach it at Blam, because if you've got a system, a proven system that you can follow, and you don't deviate from it, you will get results. And it's a little combination of things that we've put together in a very specific way over the years in order to sell websites, apps, and social media and all the stuff that we put together for digital marketing in a specific way, so that you are a valued consultant rather than somebody that's trying to sell. Because you, like everybody else, like me, Ed, Alex, everybody, we don't like being sold to. We don't like the idea that somebody's manipulated us and sold to us. And that's why the true secret behind becoming excellent at selling is having a product that you absolutely and utterly believe in, and know that when somebody buys it from you, they're going to get absolute benefit from it, and they're going to thank you for it. Combined with the idea of helping somebody make a decision because you've given them all the information they need. And that way, if the decision is a yes or a no, it doesn't matter, because if you've done your job well, then it's the right decision either way. When you've got absolute confidence in your product and your service, and you deliver it in a way that's practiced and professional, the results will speak for themselves. And that is an epiphany moment for me. figuring that one out, because then the whole the dirty word selling, you know, that horrible thing that used to be in the back of my head where it was like, oh, I don't like the idea of selling, just gets removed from the equation, because you know every time you sell, you've done a good thing. So, and that's what Ed and I do now, is we teach people how to sell websites and apps, but we also do all the lay all the foundation as well. So in the Blam Partnership Program, which is now my full-time job, got rid of my other businesses. This is now what we've been doing. We're doing it for 6 years. Is we help people like you set up in business their own digital marketing agency. We design a logo, we design a website, an app, and then we give them all the training that they need in order to apply our processes so that they can run their own digital marketing agency. And we are the back office. We are the team behind that agency. So from day one, from the day that you start trading, you've got designers, developers, account managers, tech support, mentors, and a community of other Blam partners all there on your side to help you become successful. Just like we've been doing just prior to this presentation, we've been doing what we call a cold call club, where we help partners use the phone to make appointments and generate leads. Just one of the things that we do to help people sell. We teach them on a one-to-one basis. The cold call clubs is great fun because everybody comes online. There's lots of people all online, and we show them how to do it. And this is part of becoming what we call the Blam fam. Everybody's in it together, and we help people around the world. We've got partners in 8 different countries now. Is it, Ed? Might be 9 now. But they're all.
I think it's 9. Yeah. Just spoke to Lucelle in Dubai. We've got Australia. We've got a couple of countries in Europe. Obviously, Ireland, United Kingdom,
Canada, US.
Canada, US.
Yeah. So it's a great big sort of family that all comes together, and we've got huge amount of resources. What Ed and I do every day is help our partners. That is our absolute mission. And we run these webinars in the evenings to show guys like you what it's all about. But our massive bulk of the work that we do is helping partners, and that's really what we do, and we absolutely love it, guys. I've got to tell you. So with all that in mind, let's ask you this question: what problem do we solve? So as digital marketing consultants, what problem do we solve? And it's an important question to ask, because in business, really, that's what business is. It's solving problems. A business transaction is where somebody's got a problem and they're willing to pay somebody else an amount of money to solve that problem. And the problem that we deal with is that small business owners, SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises, don't understand digital marketing. And they really, really need it right now. We all know that. But we have a lot of empathy for them because they haven't got the time to learn it. They don't understand it. They haven't got the knowledge and the skills. And they're worried about spending money with the wrong people for the wrong solution. And we've got absolute empathy for them, guys, because there's been a huge digital marketing revolution. It's so fast paced. It's always changing, and it's now more important than ever. I mean, you guys know that. That's why you're here. If you haven't got a digital marketing strategy as a small business owner, you haven't got a business, And here's a fascinating statistic, guys. Worldwide, if you took every single digital marketing agency and then divided up all the small to medium-sized businesses between those digital marketing agencies, each digital marketing agency would have 250,000 clients each. 250,000 clients each. Now, we know every small business needs digital marketing strategy, and therefore the supply, is of customers is just immense for a digital marketing agency. You're never going to run out of prospects ever. That's not the problem. The problem we've got is, how can we help them all? How can we help them all? There's so many of them, and we know we've got the tools to do it. And that really comes down to our mission, really, and the Blam mission. It's to be the world's biggest designer of websites and apps for small businesses. Because as I said, We're passionate about our product and our service. We know that the more people we get to use it, the more good we're going to do. And that's why we've got a partnership program, guys, because we can't do it on our own. We need people like you who are passionate about helping small business owners. And that's really key, helping small business owners with their digital marketing. We can show you how, and you can use our products and services. But that way, we've got an entrepreneur, and that entrepreneur is you, talking to another entrepreneur who's the business owner running the small business. It's a peer-to-peer communication, and it's something that we could never achieve with a room full of salespeople. You know, we work in an entrepreneurial universe, and that's why our partnership program works for us, because we can help other entrepreneurs, you know, become dedicated to helping people with their digital marketing. And as I said, guys, it comes down to our products, having that passion for our products. It's our first why. We've got 3 of them, and it all starts with our AI websites. Now, I want to just explain that, guys, that, you know, I could bore you to tears with our AI websites. You know, I could nerd out right now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to quickly show you some of the bullet points. But what I would urge you to do is, if this is resonating with you right now, Ed's going to drop in a link into the chat. If you click on that link, it takes to his calendar, and you can book a time where you can do a deep dive one-to-one with him, where he'll show you the back office. He'll talk you in more detail about the revenue opportunity, and he'll show you some of the other products to give you a much more detailed and informed review of how it all works. But briefly, our websites are future-proof, so that's why we can charge a monthly recurring revenue for here till whenever, because they're always being updated. And their drag and drop editor is a really big plus point for some people who like to have control of their website. Our drag and drop editor is the best on the market. Full support, we provide the support to our Blam partners customers through tech support and through account management, meaning that our partners can spend more time on growing their business. A dashboard is produced to show you all your customers within the back office, so you know exactly who you've got and what they're paying you. You've got Amazon Web Service, AWS, which is Amazon Web Server. These are the best guys on the planet for delivering those hosting facilities. They're super secure. Everything comes with a certificate, security certificate. So you don't need to worry. If it's good enough for Amazon, it's definitely good enough for us. Plus, much, much more. Like I say, I don't want to nerd out on you, but I do advise you, have you dropped in the link, Ed?
Not yet, no.
Now, do you want to drop in the link, mate, just so that they can book on and book you up, because I know you do get booked up quickly. So if you drop in the link, and you can get yourself booked in as soon as possible to find out more about that. And then we've got the app strategy. So the app strategy is all about the monthly recurring revenue as well. As I said, I've been dealing with apps since 2010. We've got an awesome app product specifically for small businesses. And again, it's a really nice add-on to a website, or a fantastic product in its own right. All the training is provided for that too. Blam Social is our own posting package. So again, social media is a massive part of digital marketing these days, and we've got a product that is really, really cool to help you post to multiple channels with pre-designed templates, over 100,000 of them, meaning that the quality of the posts is excellent, as well as an artificial intelligence algorithm saying when to post and what to post. It really is market-leading product, and again, it's another monthly recurring revenue model platform. And then SEO is a big one, search engine optimization. It's a big part of our model because every website needs to be ranked on Google, and we can provide search engine optimization services to your clients. Again, another monthly recurring revenue model. There's loads of other things that we do. We're a full service agency for our partners. But again, Ed can talk you through all the other stuff, you know, like the content writing and the graphic design services and, you know, blog writing and all that sort of stuff. Booking with Ed and we can get that underway, that deep dive. Second why is our processes. And I talked about our training, but we do pride ourselves on our training. The Blam certified partner qualification is something that every partner has to go through in order to be qualified to call themselves a Blam partner. And this means it's a seal of accreditation to show that you've been through the course and taken the exam at the end to show that you understand our process, our systems, and you've got that knowledge to be able to call yourself a certified Blam partner. This really is, you know, a seal of quality. Every Blam partner gets given this. It is our secret sauce. It's the thing that makes us stand apart, and it's all part of the training process. But not only that, we say you're never on your own with Blam, because we do weekly sales training. Twice a week we do sales training, as well as product and support training. So in fact, at the moment we're doing sales training 3 times a week, so you can dip in and out of the courses that you want to come onto. And these are all live training sessions, guys. The weekly product and support training run by myself and Ed on a Wednesday is all about products and being able to make the most of what it is that we're providing. The mastermind groups, a fantastic way of meeting other partners and using that multi-mind effect to grow your business, working with like-minded people, as well as the one-to-ones with the support team. Like I say, Ed and I are very hands-on in this respect. I've done many one-to-ones today with Blam partners, plus regular groups posting into our closed Facebook group, meaning that you get motivation and posts on a regular basis. All are designed to support you and your learning. We do special events where we come together online as well, to do various events such as the Cold Calling Club, or it can be guest speakers, interviews, that sort of stuff. And we've got, I mentioned guest speakers. We do regular guest speaker spots. So on a Friday, every other Friday, we do work with the mind coach, David Rahman, who comes into the group and helps with motivation, confidence, all sorts of different elements about, especially for entrepreneurs, to help you run your business. And again, all specially for Blam partners. You know, we really are there for you guys. We take great pride in providing, you know, support and just being there for you, and also bringing the community together so that you don't feel like you're on your own, because it can be a lonely place when you're an entrepreneur on your own. You're never going to feel like that when you're part of the Blam community. And then also, just to make sure you are the best qualified marketer in the room, we give you every single digital marketer course. And for those of you that don't know, digital marketer are considered the best training providers of digital marketing on the planet. All 11 courses, hours and hours of learning there, which makes you an absolute demon marketer. You know, this is the best training by the top people on the planet. Ryan Dice and his team, you know, are widely considered, you know, the guys to be with, and we're certified partners of theirs, meaning that we can deliver all of their content, and they train us. I've been on my mastermind group with these guys today, because they make sure that we're always on the cutting edge, and that is their job. Their job is to train us, and then we in turn train our partners. And so finally, I'll just finish off with our people, you know, and the Blam team I'm so mentally proud of, because we measure everything, you know, the way that we deliver all of our content and the way that we support our partners is all measured by our feedback. And I get these results back every week, and we very rarely dip below 95%. And if we do, it means that it gives us opportunity to improve. But our team are awesome, and we're always getting positive feedback, because this really is what makes us, you know, who we are. As long we're here to support our partners, that's our job. And keeping that at the very, very highest level is absolutely fundamental. And no more so than this guy, your partner mentor, Mr. Van der Klein, the man who no longer wears a tie, but still likes.
I was explaining about my tie today.
You were. Well, you were trying to explain to your kids what it was.
Well, no, because you know, I used to do a lot of face-to-face selling, so and you're always looking for something to make you stand out a little bit. So I used to wear these sort of shiny, bright ties, because it makes a difference, and it's really hard because you know, especially when you're doing telephone-based telephone calls, you know, then it you know, what makes you stand out? You know, what's that little thing that sort of people go, this is different. So yeah, we're talking about that today, which is interesting. And I found that quote that you were on about a little while ago. Ryan Dice and his companies basically own the internet, and it was Damon John.
Damon John.
So Yeah, so every year, Digital Marketer do the Traffic and Conversion Summit in San Diego. And Damon John was one of their speakers when he launched his, his book, Rise to Grind, or something like that? Yeah, and they give away all the books as well, which is cool. Really, really cool. And, Blam Partners do join us there. So last time we went was 2019. So yeah, looking forward to, COVID permitting.
September, San Diego.
Good. So guys, we're nearly at the end. Yeah, if you want to just crack on with this. We're running slightly over though, but stay with us for the Q&A.
We're nearly done. So let me just briefly tell you about Ed, and you'll understand why I'm doing this and why it's so relevant, because he actually started his career in hospitality, running a restaurant in Disneyland Paris, but he read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't read that, by the way, guys, absolute, it's a rite of passage.
It was the 29-year anniversary yesterday. The 29-year anniversary of Disneyland Paris opening. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I thought you meant the book.
No. 20. So, and so there's actually a 29-year anniversary that I met my wife. So,
wow.
yeah. April 12th, 1992.
So you met her running when you were in Disneyland Paris, and that's where you read that book, and that's when you realised you needed to impress her and become an entrepreneur, because that book said, if you're
I was a bit later. I read the book.
Well, if you're going to be in business, then you have got to learn to sell. So Ed took the plunge, left his job, and became a door-to-door salesperson so he could learn that trade. It's the only job he could get. And baptism of fire, guys, it's got to be the hardest way to start selling. But he persevered and then went on to have a successful career in sales that actually accumulated? No. What's the word I'm looking for, Ed? He became a digital marketer. So, and a LinkedIn trainer.
Culminated.
That's the one. I knew it was there somewhere. It was on the tip of my tongue. Culminated. There we go. And that's where we met. He was a digital marketer when we met, and he actually had a pitch similar to what you're listening to now, some sort of 5 years ago. And he became a Blam partner. So Ed started his journey with Blam as a partner. So he handed over his hard-earned cash, became a Blam partner, because he realized that using the back office, the Blam team, was a much more efficient way of him running his digital marketing agency. And as they say, the rest is history. He was obviously awesome at what he did, became very successful as a partner, started to help and mentor other partners. And then, I was delighted when he joined the team and now the board. So that Ed and I now, we head up the partnership program, and we help partners all over the world become successful. But the key point here is, guys, when you're talking to Ed, this is a guy that used to be a partner. This is not just somebody who's talking out of a textbook, or I've hired and recruited. This guy's come up through the ranks as a Blam partner. So, which is awesome. And he's been fundamental in shaping the partnership program over the last 5 years based on that experience. So just to kind of finish off, guys, our job is to create tech entrepreneurs. We take care of the tech, and that leaves you more time to be entrepreneurial. You can work from anywhere, as long as you've got an internet connection, laptop and a phone. We've proved that in lockdown, haven't we, guys? That's all you need is that, because we can do all our presentations like this. We've got loads of partner testimonials, and I'm not going to play these now or run through them. Just to say, if you go to blampartners.com/testimonials, we've got lots of current testimonials of people that, I regularly interview partners. We try to keep them up to date. This one was only a few weeks ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Another one, Janani says she wants to.
Janani, yeah, she's absolutely smashing it over there in Canada. Fantastic. So yeah, and I'll keep these coming, guys, because we've got loads and loads of partners, and all the success stories that we've got, they're all different. Every one of them's different. There's no cookie cutter, kind of partner for us. It just takes somebody to love what they do, feel passionate about helping small business owners, have a willingness to learn, and work hard. There is no such thing as a successful entrepreneur that doesn't work hard. Marius, who's an absolute legend, he was on my multi-mind group last night. I haven't even had a chance to tell you, Ed, that guy is just smashing it. You know, anybody that tells you, and we get this a lot from South Africans, the economy is rubbish, nobody's going to make. This guy's making a fortune, and he's absolutely smashing it. Sherelle, I spoke to so many partners today. I spoke to Sherelle this morning. She's smashing it. Absolutely, she plays professional football still, but again, completely different from Marius, completely different personality. But the testimonial says it all if you watch the video. Mike DeMeo, another guy who is based in Florida. Oops, sorry, it keeps dropping out that one for some reason. And he's a guy from a corporate background, and he whittled us down from 2,500 franchises, and we were delighted when he came on board. Building his team now, we're helping support his team with the way that we trains them and grows his team. And a big pal of ours. He's great guy, great personality. That video's a really good one to watch too. And then this is a fairly recent partner. I've had a coaching call with this guy today as well. He's really starting to get some traction now, Andrew, based over in Ireland. And again, a completely different character to the other guys. He's had multiple businesses. He's bought franchises before. And I'm just delighted with the praise that he's lavished on us as a result of our training. Thinks it's the best training program he's ever been on. And again, great partner who's really starting to get some traction now as well. And then finally, John, I've spoken to him today as well. I've been back to back all day with partners. This guy is probably on track to be, well, definitely top 5 partners. After this interview, actually, he's really started smashing it. And again, completely different background to all the other guys. But he's just following our formula. And he really started getting traction when he realized he just needs to follow our training to the letter. So as I say, there's loads more testimonials on the website, and lots of other different kinds of characters. But this one sums it up for me. So Sarah, who is one of our oldest partners, she joined us right at the beginning. She's probably been with us 6 years plus. She said, I have to say, Grant, and she posted this at the beginning of the first lockdown. And she said, I have to say, Grant, I'm hugely grateful to Blam for encouraging me to build a business based on a recurring monthly income, as I'm hoping it will help me weather this storm more easily than other businesses. I'm feeling very sorry for lots of people. Now, Sarah applied our formula, and when we went into lockdown, she had to homeschool her 2 children. And that means that, you know, she didn't have time to make sales, but because of what I talked about, because of the MRR, it didn't put her under pressure. She knew that she was still going to get paid because the monthly recurring revenue kept coming in. And that's really what the crux of this business is, and what makes it different. So you might be asking, well, what can I earn? And if you go on the deep dive with Ed, he'll do a calculation for you to give you some ideas of what you can earn. And it'll be realistic as well. You know, there's lots of ways of, you know, doing a spreadsheet to make it look awesome. But we talk about realism here, guys, because what we say about Blam is this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? This is not one of those, you know, do your Amazon drop shipping and you'll be a millionaire next week. This is a proper business, guys, okay? This is selling websites to small business owners. It's not rocket science, and other digital marketing products. And the more you sell, the more your monthly recurring revenue builds up. And here's an example. So 4 websites a month, that's what the number 4 is. 1 app and 1 SEO. That's an average month, okay? Bearing in mind, you know, I spoke to one of our partners, Matt, who you can see his video on the testimonial today. He made 5 sales last week. We're talking about 4 sales a month here, guys, with 1 app. So this is lowballing it. If you do that consistently for 12 months, your recurring revenue will be $8,280 after you've paid us, okay? Which in sterling would be 6,600, or Canadian would be 10,300. Rand would be over 100,000 Rand. This is recurring, so you don't have to keep making sales. That will keep coming in. If you do that for 2 years, it will be double that. It's quite a simple formula. We can show you how we work out those numbers with the deep dive with Ed. But if that's attractive to you, and of course you can make a lot more than that if you sell more, then book on with Ed and he'll be able to explain how it works now.
Yeah, but for more detail, I mean, Rick asked the question just, so Rick, happy to show you exactly how it works and what leverage you get from working with Blam, because that's how you got to see this is leverage. So you can focus on high impact activity for your business rather than get sucked into projects and all the rest of it.
Yeah, and a sort of account management and building websites yourself. And the alternative of coming the Blam route is to hire freelancers or to build websites yourself, or if you're going down the digital marketing route, or become an expert in those kind of development and all that kind of stuff. What we do is we show you how to run a business, and we show you how to build a business, and leverage us to take care of the time consuming technical stuff so that you can spend more time growing your business. And that's where the win-win comes in. We've got a system and a formula that means that we can take care of that for you to the highest standard, so that you can have the confidence to go out and provide those services that are going to have value and going to add value to your customers. So about this time, guys, I'm going to tell you about the costs and what's involved. If you're still here, that probably means that you want to find out about this bit. If the Blam Partnership Program isn't for you, then I would just say, remember, if you're in business, you're in sales, and don't forget the favorite 3 letters, MRR. For those of you that are hanging around, let's tell you what's included in the package, guys. Let's see what you actually get. So the Blam certification program is, that's our secret sauce. This is how you do it, leveraging our awesome products. It's exclusive to Blam partners. It's worth over £20,000. That's $25,000 plus. And you get all of that in a learning management system delivered through collateral, email, videos, and our support with all the training videos, the resource center. Sales collateral will build your website, we'll build your own brand, we'll build your own logo. We'll basically give you all the tools you need to go out, as well as the training, and provide those digital marketing services, knowing that when you make sales, it comes back to us and we take care of the rest for you. That really is invaluable. It's worth over 20,000 sterling. Digital marketing training system is also provided to every Blam partner, meaning you get all 11 courses. It's worth over £5,000. That's $7,000 plus worth of training courses, updated as well. So you always get the latest ones in there. There's nothing better when it comes to being digital marketing. You will never need to buy another digital marketing course again. It's everything that we give you is all you will ever need. And then you get the Blam Social Training and Resource Center. So the ability to go out and sell this awesome package. It's like a franchise on its own. It's so cool, Blam Social. I haven't got time to run into it in detail here, but Ed will show you how it works. But it's included in the Blam Partnership Program, and it's exclusive to Blam partners at the moment. Exclusive access to the Blam management team. So you'll actually get mine and Ed's mobile number. So you'll be able to WhatsApp us and talk to us whenever you need that special support, okay, from 2 guys that are dedicated to your success. That is included in the Blam Partnership Program, as well as the accountability program, the multi-mind group. So you'll be put in a group as soon as you're up and cooking and you're trading with other Blam partners. This is invaluable, guys. It's worth over 5,000 sterling, and it really is a great way of networking and taking you to that next level, because there'll be people in that group that are already doing really well and they all help each other. Then you get live training with me and Ed, as I said, twice a week. We'll do sales training and product training. Plus, we're going live at least twice, sometimes 3 times a week as well, with other live training. So you're never on your own, worth over 5,000 plus. Plus, you get all the exclusive partner deals. So we roll these out throughout the year, meaning that you can leverage the deals that we put together so that you can do bundles, you can do different deals like for Black Friday, or it might be the Easter offer or summer offer. And we do all the collateral, all the stuff that you can use on social media. And it really is, a great way of actually leveraging that content and collateral. And then, and almost, last but certainly not least, is what we call the do it for you, the design of the websites and the apps for you. As many as you can give us, we will provide the design services for these every month, regardless of how many you sell. This, if you just did the normal numbers that we showed you on the previous slide, that would cost you over 48,000 sterling to actually buy that in from a reasonably priced freelancer. But it is included in our monthly package, unlimited website and apps design. It really is. That's our killer package. That's the thing that makes this invaluable. You never need to do it yourself. We do it for you. So the value of this is immense, guys. It's over $130,000 US. You know, this is over 2 million rand, or over 90,000 pounds sterling. It's over 100,000 euros, and Canadian, Australian, over $160,000 worth. So immense value that we provide. And I'm sure you've noticed, guys, that, you know, we do an absolute great deal normally anyway on our website. But guess what? It's the beginning of our year. You know, April is the start of a financial year. And for those of you that have been watching a while, we get people that follow us, you know, for a while. You'll know we've done a mega deal this month. So, you know, if this is the first time you've seen us, you really have got lucky, because we're doing a mega deal in April. And I can say that, you know, there's no spin on this, because a lot of people, you know, they follow us for years before they actually join up. We had a guy join up recently who's been following us for 3 years. And so he joined up because he knew this was the best deal we've done for ages. So here it is, guys. Normally 21,000. We're down to 11,000 US dollars. So we're knocking off $10,000 just for April. If you're in the UK, that's 8,000 sterling. Canadians, 14,000. Euros, 9,500. Rand, 160,000. Australian, 14,000. Now that is the partner deal. It's limited to 6 slots. We've got 4 slots left. We've had two people sign up last week. And we've got a few that are at proposal stage at the moment. So those 4 slots might not hang around for a long time. It is first come, first serve. If this is looking attractive to you guys, this is something you want to get on board with, you want to take advantage of the April deal, my advice is get on that demo with Ed. So book on the demo with Ed. Do it as soon as you can, because those slots might not hang around, and we won't be doing a deal like this again for a long time. You'll get a proposal if you like what he shows you and you think it's something you want to go ahead with. You'll get a proposal sent over. If you can sign that proposal, we can reserve your slot. Okay, so signing the proposal reserves a slot, and then we work out your deal. Now, depending on where you are in the world, will depend on what kind of deal you want. Whatever happens, we work in your currency. Okay, so you don't need to worry about currency fluctuations. But once the payment is made, the onboarding begins, and you could be up and cooking in as little as 2 weeks. We say allow 30 days, but it can be done in 2 weeks. You can go through the training if you really apply yourself in 2 weeks. You could be running your own digital marketing agency within 2 weeks, but allow a month to be, you know, on the sort of safe side.
Rick missed the previous slide, so perfect timing. You can go back a slide. What I'll do is I'll just wrap up, guys, quickly for people watching the recording, so we don't keep them waiting with your personalized questions. I will stop the recording now, but we'll stick around for as long as you want. So if you've been watching this on the rerun, congratulations, you made it to the end. There'll be a link in the description below. Yeah, click. There are literally a few spots available for the one-to-one. I am absolutely stacked out at the moment. I don't know what's going on. So are you. Very, very busy at the moment. Lots of interest. Looking forward to seeing you on a one-to-one very shortly. If you're watching this live, stick around for the Q&A. Thanks. Right.